So we know that there were always people, as far back as we can remember, practicing some type of craft in the church, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Well, here are two stories of people in the church, one dating back as far as 1896, of people practicing in the church. Because, hey, you get mad at a church member, what else are you going to do? You're not going to talk it out, right? No. Just going to throw spell work on them instead. Because that's what people did. But either way, here are the two stories, one from South Carolina and one from Georgia. Now imagine a witch is trying so hard to get to you that she has to curse a whole church in order to make you come out. This story is from South Carolina, by the way. So there was this old witch who this man says she couldn't get close to him, so she decided to curse everyone around. The interviewer asked, well, what does she do? So supposedly she went to the graveyard and went to a brand new grave. She ran her hand down in the dirt, way down about up to her elbow, and got herself a handful of dirt. 3 handful of dirt at that. Put it in the tin cup, and then she took a penny and put it down in the hole to pay the spirit for the dirt that she took. Now, this had to be a grave of a very wicked person in order for this to work. So then she went and she fixed the dirt and put some other stuff in there, which I'm not going to tell you. And when she put that other stuff in there, along with the graveyard dirt, she mixed it really well together, and then she went to the church and dusted it all around the church. The people inside the church got so angry, so angry, and they started fighting and threatening each other that they all ran out. She said that, the guy said that basically some of them started seeing spirits, and everybody in the church just kept getting confused, and the preacher became so flustered that he ended up actually having to leave the building. When he left, that's when the other people came out of the church. All right, so this next story is from Darien, Georgia, and it said that it took place in 1896, but the person was so old that it just kind of trails off in thought and the story doesn't end. But he says, I heard a church member say there's an old man in the church where he was a member. Doesn't have much confidence in them anymore because of what they did. Says this old man would get mad at anyone in the church, he'd fall out with them. Well, he'd go to the graveyard and reach his hand in as far as he could, and he'd get some of that dirt out just as close to the coffin as he could. And then he'd wrap it up and bring it back. Bring it back to the church, yes. He put it in something thin like cheesecloth or, something similar to that, and put it in each pocket in his coat pockets. Then he'd go to the church, and wait until the preacher started preaching and waited for the people to start shouting. And when they were shouting, he'd start shouting too. Then he'd move close to the person that he was mad at. Then he just let that dust, and it trails off in thought. So you guys can kind of figure out from there what happens next. What did he do? What did that evil old man do?